Good afternoon, everybody. Tommy Jordan here. I'm going to try to do this video with a little less cursing, but no promises. It is November 23rd at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I just got a copy forwarded to me of Governor Cooper's newest executive order. I'm just going to start calling him Emperor Cooper. I have a copy of Emperor Cooper's newest executive order, number 1A880, and I'm not going to cover everything, but I am going to cover a couple of things, and you can read it for yourself. But there's a couple things that I just find absolutely ludicrous. And so number one, if you have a business that operates at over 15,000 square feet, you now have to pay an employee to stand at the door, not only to monitor your occupancy level, but to require you are legally now required to require an employee to stand there to require patrons to wear a mask. I'm not saying people shouldn't wear masks. I hate wearing it, but I wear it in public. That's fine. Most of the time. I mean, if I'm walking in down the sidewalk, which I don't do much, but if I were, I'm not wearing a mask. If I get out of my truck and get a tool out of my trailer and grab a ladder and go around a building, I'm not wearing a mask. If I walk into that building and I have to interact with your staff, I'm probably wearing a mask unless I'm working. I work in a construction trade. You can't wear a mask in a construction trade. You're breathing heavy, you're pulling cable, you're carrying ladders, you're carrying heavy equipment and tools, you're climbing up and down ladders all day. Nobody wears masks in those environments. Nobody. And they're not going to start now. So, but now, yeah, so now businesses are required to have an employee there, if you're over a certain square footage, to verify that people are wearing masks, or according to this law, that employee has to refuse them service. That employee cannot let them in the building. That's funny. I can't wait to see how that gets enforced. It's not going to. But see, here's where it gets bad. And let me preface this with something. COVID is real. COVID is not a hoax. If you're one of these people that thinks COVID's a hoax, just get off my page. I'm not going to bother to argue with you. I don't care what pseudo crack science you can quote from, Alex Jones or InfoWars. I'm just going to ignore you and your tinfoil hat. But COVID is real, and COVID is surging across the United States, and it's surging across the world. There are some entire states locked down, and I don't care what those states do. That's not my state. I don't have any reason to want to jump in someone else's business. I didn't vote for those leaders. I have no say in that election process, so that's on you. If you don't like how it is in Oregon, it's your fault for letting that person get elected. If you don't like how it is in Utah, that's your problem. I'm in Carolina. I got my own problems. And so COVID is real, but people are tired, and people are, and tired is a relative word. Some people are exhausted, mentally, emotionally, psychologically exhausted. They simply can't take it anymore. I've been calling it, a case of the COVID crazies for months now, because my wife runs a customer service business, and after a while, you just simply can't talk to people anymore. If you say something like, "Sir, I need you to go outside and put a mask on," they just snap. These aren't bad people. These aren't evil people. They have just, like, you were the straw that broke the camel's back that day. They've just heard it one time too many. They cannot emotionally take it. They just freaking snap and go off on that employee. And I'm sure you've all seen it. Hell, you probably see it everywhere now. But, yeah, I call it COVID crazy. And some of that has died down now. But then Emperor Cooper comes and does shit like this, like he did today. So his newest ruling is now, if you are going out to a restaurant to eat, for example, God forbid if you're one of the few. Now, here's my thinking, and I'm just going to be blunt here, because I don't feel like pussyfooting around stuff. I'll be real blunt. If you think people should wear masks all the time and COVID is real, stay your ass home and don't go to restaurants, you dumbass. That sound logical? I mean, if COVID is bad and it's prevalent, the last place your ass needs to be is a restaurant eating food that someone else cooked around people that are not part of your household. Now, that's your belief. You should do that. It is not my belief. I'm a healthy 43-year-old male. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to say it, I am forced to interact with thousands of people every month. I mean, in just the last month, I've worked in Nashville, North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Benson, Butner, Morehead City, Stanley, Virginia. I mean, I'm all over the state all the time, and we deal with large customers, government customers, retail customers. So I have to work in places where I'm not just exposed to 50 people. I'm exposed to 500 people that week, and all my guys are. And you know what? None of us care. It's just life. We know it's a risk. If we walk into Food Line, we put a mask on. I put a mask on. If I walk into a public place where I know everyone, I guess in my own mind, if I go to a place where I know everyone has to go, regardless of age, if it's Walmart, if it's Food Line, if it's Harris Teeter, if it's a place that I anticipate running across someone elderly or someone at risk, because for example, everyone needs groceries. So if you got somebody with diabetes or somebody with a lung problem, they got to go to Food Line and get groceries. I automatically, just because I like to think I'm a good human being, I put a mask on. I don't complain about it. I just do it. At least while I'm there. Now, the moment I cross that threshold and get outside, I'm out. I mean, the mask comes down and I'm done. It goes back in the pocket and I don't touch it again for a couple of days. But I think most people are okay doing that. But this new rule says if you're in a restaurant, you have to have a mask on the entire time you're there, except when you're actively eating or drinking. That is the most dumb-ass, redneck, bullshit rule I have seen yet. Are you out of your effing mind? I mean, what kind of douchebag are you to try to make that a rule? Maybe use some common sense instead. Like, hey, if you're at risk, keep your dumb ass at home. That's a sensible rule that doesn't piss off the entire planet. But no. Or at least the entire state. No, if you're going to a restaurant, you have to have a mask on 24/7 unless you are actively putting a fork or spoonful of food in your mouth or drinking. I mean, can you imagine this? Hey, honey, it was so nice to come out Hey, honey, it was so nice to come out tonight. Wait. Boy, I'm so glad we got to come out and have a nice meal together. Oh, the steak is great. Are you stupid? I mean, what kind of idiot are you to come up with a rule like that? And then, on top of that, why do I keep putting my hat back on? I guess I should take the hat off today. And then, they have this rule that says, if you are in your own home, or your own vehicle, or you're doing anything with someone that is not part of your household. So let me be clear. That's me and my wife and my son. That's it. That's the people that make up my household. So if I'm riding in my car with my mom, it is now legally is against the law for me not to wear a mask and not to make her wear a mask. I am required. Let me be clear. This dumb son of a bitch says I am required to wear one and then says it's legally enforceable if I don't. That I can be arrested and cited with a penalty for not wearing a mask in my own car if I'm riding with someone that's outside of my household. Or if someone comes in my household that doesn't live here and I don't make them wear a mask, it's a crime. I'm sorry, what? See, all the patience I had and all the support that I was trying my hardest to give back towards encouraging people to be respectful of others. All of the, you're making it real hard not to want to just be an asshole and tell you to fuck off, Cooper. I mean, as far as my house, I'm telling you that. F off. Real clear. And you know where I live. I am an elected official. My address is on file. Come find me. In fact, it's on all the email signatures that I ever emailed your office. Ask Evan to give it to you. And the sheriff knows where I live. So you can call him and tell him tonight to come arrest me. Because I have people coming overnight that don't, well, actually, no, the law takes effect tomorrow. You can have me arrested tomorrow. Because hell, I'll have somebody here now just because I want to. Because you don't get the right to legislate what happens inside someone's home. You asshole. There's a certain line at which your legislation stops, bruh. My house and my car, there's the line, and you just Bigfooted right over it. Both feet. Both size 11s. Right over the line. You crossed it, bro. Not doing it. And you can't make me. And I realized that response, it's impulsive, it's impetuous, it's childish, it's driven by anger and frustration. All these things are true. Don't care. It's still the reality at my house. Because as long as it's my house, I make the rules, not you. Not Emperor Cooper, not Mandy Cohen, and not any damn body else. And what goodwill you have in the community, you are vastly and quickly evaporating by trying to do shit like this. I had a conference call, a town hall call with Senator Thom Tillis the other day, and he covered hospital surging and bed capacity for the state, just keeping us all informed. I'm a county commissioner and I'm on the board of health, so these are things I need to be part of and be active in. And I'm glad that our state's doing good. At the time, as of about 2 days ago, our hospitals are on average at about 20% capacity. And they're intentionally clearing room and clearing non-life-threatening things off the schedule to prepare for an increased surge. And that's good. And, but Senator Tillis managed to have this conversation in a productive and helpful way that left me, at the end of the conversation, kind of sort of warm and fuzzy about what our state's trying to do and how we can all help. And that's cool. That's good. Then the flip side of that coin is you come out, Cooper, with some asshole-ish, asinine executive order clearly mandating what I can do in my own home, and then telling me that you're going to enforce it with law enforcement. I dare you to find a cop to write me a ticket inside my own house. I dare you. Oh my God, I dare you. Send a state trooper, send a county sheriff, send a police. I don't care. Well, only one you can send would be I guess, sheriff's department. And there ain't a sheriff in this state that's going to do that. Not one. Not one. That's going to come in somebody's home and say, I'm sorry, sir. You have people here not wearing a mask. Let me write you tickets for $1,000 a pop and or take you to jail. It's not happening. I don't know where the hell you think we live. But it sure ain't there. That's... And again, I get angry because I'm tired and frustrated of COVID too. I'm tired of dealing with it from a legislative side and from being a commissioner and having to figure out how we're going to make our government work and what we're going to do. And then we also, as a person, trying to do what's best for everybody else. Trying to remember to, do unto others as you'd have them to do unto you. Trying to remember to be a good neighbor, to be a good citizen. It's hard for people to do that right now. They're tired, they're exhausted. And so the ones that are still doing it and are trying to do their best to watch out for their fellow man, then you dump shit like this in our lap and say, by the way, no thank you, no other than just by the way, here's some new rules that you're going to follow, or I'm going to have law enforcement handle it. No, the hell you're not. My name is Tommy Jordan. I'm an elected official. I'm in Stanley County. Come find me. Write me that ticket. You better bring the news when you show up. Oh my God. WSOC TV, come on, brother. Snap, bring it. You better come on. And then the Snap is the name of the newspaper. It's not like me going, Snap, no. Snap, bring it. You better bring some backup, bro. I mean, Thanksgiving's coming up. There are so many ways to encourage people to be socially distant. I mean, our Thanksgiving was cut by over 50% this year. But your rule is I can't have more than 10 people in my own house, and I have to make all the ones that don't live here wear masks. Let me tell you something, bro. I got 50 pounds of meat. I got 2 turkeys and two hams. I'll let you do the math. But, no. I mean, I'm going to have Thanksgiving a lot smaller and a lot more carefully. But I will have as many people in my damn house as I feel like having in my house that want to show up. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I will ride in my car with whoever the hell I want to ride in my car with. There's nothing you can do about it. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you stop trying to dictate what people can do and act like a human being, the better. Because here's what's funny. A lot of you in the public don't know this. We in government are immune to all these rules. Did you know that? My meetings are immune. Government meetings are immune. All of us can show up. All of us can wear masks. All of us can not wear masks. All of us can do whatever. Government meetings are immune. I find that funny. That's hilarious. There are so many struggling businesses trying to just survive this. And, you know, it's like going out to restaurants. I don't go out to restaurants. I go out to restaurants when I travel for work because it's the only choice. If I'm working in a hotel and I just finished wiring up a new Hilton, we were on site 7-8 days. You think we're going to eat McDonald's every night of the week? That's not healthy. So we would go out and make an appointment, try to make a reservation at Outback or Texas, whoever's close. And we put a mask on and we're socially distant, and then we go inside and sit down and finally get some freedom to eat a meal. And restaurants are hard right now. They're being hit hard. And now you're going to tell people they have to wear a mask every time they aren't actively shoving something down their throat? You're going to kill businesses. You're just going to perpetuate killing businesses even more. And I'm sorry, that just doesn't fly with me. I could go on for 20 more minutes about how pissed off I am about this whole legislation, but I'm just not going to. What I am going to say is, it took a lot of gall. And I mean, that's a big, hefty pair of balls you got there to go tell people that the day before Thanksgiving, you're setting a rule in place that makes it against the law for them to have more than 10 people in their own home. And it's against the law for them not to make people wear a mask, and that you will criminally enforce that? No, you're not. I'll be the first to say it. No, you're not. Good luck. You know where I am. If you want to come find me, feel free. If you want to make an example of me, go for it. That's great. I don't mind at all. Yeah. No. You can legislate what I do at work, what my clients do, what my job field does. I mean, hell, the federal government legislates my job field. There are international codes about my job field. There are state codes about my job field. So I'm used to having my work legislated. But you do not have the right to legislate in my home. Period. There isn't a comma, a semicolon, or anything that says unless. Nope. End of story. Dot. My house. That's why it's called mine. That's what the word means. My house. My mortgage. My house. My rules. I don't know what to tell you. Those of you that are about to try to have a good Thanksgiving this year, please be safe and be smart. In case you don't know, our state has done a good job of ramping up free testing facilities all across the state for COVID. Most of them now even take appointments. So you can actually call your county's health department, get the address or phone numbers of them, go online, make an appointment to have your COVID test. It's quick. You're in, you're out. Especially if you make an appointment, you're in and out, and you get the results fast. You got plenty of time. That's a great idea. That's what you should have led with. That's what should be in your executive order. Or just quit doing executive orders and try to talk to people like a fucking human being. But I dropped the F-bomb, didn't I? I knew I could. You should have seen the last video. It had a lot more F's in it than this. So, yeah. There it is. So I guess if I'm in jail Thanksgiving afternoon, you'll know why. But otherwise, Governor Cooper, you can kiss my ass.